Ah. You know what? You too, champ. This is what? 12 bullets later and you're still not dead? Well, you know, 13 was the lucky number. That is ridiculous. Please tell me that's not, a constant thing. Please tell me that's just because I decided to play on hard mode, that it takes 13 bullets to down a single android. That is beyond ridiculous. Never should it take those many bullets to down a single enemy. I can vaguely understand Xenomorph basically being unkillable, because that's the central conceit of this game. But my god. Revolver Oswald was lying when he said 6 bullets was more than enough to kill anything that moves. Also, he had never encountered androids. Actually, he probably had at some point. I don't doubt there's an entire Metal Gear game yet to be released of Revolver Ocelot killing androids, but whatever. Listen, you crazy bastard. You think that thing gets around in the fucking transit car? You're sitting on an override that'll disconnect the transit from Apollo. So pull it. You can stop all this bullshit just by pulling a lever. You think you're safer with the transit powered down? But we're trapped like rats. For God's sake, help us. Yeah, I kinda doubt that the alien pays for rail fare. And a heads up for you, jackass. Don't think about throwing in with Sinclair. Sinclair! I told them it was you that killed Morrison. If they see you, they'll shoot on sight. You should have let me join you in the bolt hole. You won't last a week. Wow. You actually turn people into Sinclair. What a horrible thing to do. Found some Compound B though, so perhaps it's all going to be alright after all. Getting off of this lass. She's a bit dead. Ooh, that looks like mine. Yeah, I think you'll find here it says property of Ripley. Uh-huh. Yep. Yeah, it certainly does. Excellent. This bottle of booze over there is, that's not mine. Ripley's, she's on the wagon these days. So when it comes to, ooh, save point. So when it comes to throwing explosive things at aliens. That we make an exception for. Because that is just a necessity of life. In fact, it's a right, it's a duty, it's a privilege. One I fully intend to exercise. Speaking of which, I used up every single goddamn medkit fighting that thing, because I didn't realise once you start to damage them, they actually pick up speed. When they're just chasing you and you haven't actually hurt them, they sort of saunter along. But once you pump a couple of bullets into them, they start power walking towards your ass. God, never did I think that things you usually see middle-aged women with too much time and too little sense doing out on the streets in public would become a thing that would actually be terrifying. And it legitimately is. It's just that they strut. Just that confident, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna kill you. In some ways, it's actually scarier than Sinclair's whole roaring charge. It really is. In its own unique and terrifying manner. Oh dear lord. Okay. Push L to cut the panel. Okie dokie. This is incredibly slow. This, like pretty much everything else in this game, is going to get me killed. Oh, there we go. Just have to make sure you hold it at exactly the right angle. Or else it does it really, really slowly. Okay. Again, that's something I'm going to have to keep in mind. Next time I have to cut a panel. Most likely in the midst of an emergency. Let's face it, that's always what happens to me. It's always an emergency. Always. Dear God. Okay. So I'm pretty safe in here, because I've checked. There are absolutely no vents in this room at all. Just physically impossible for the alien to spawn in here. Until I did this. So now technically you can get in here, because I've made an entrance. Let's just pray to whatever deity or vegetable you happen to believe in.
Take it.
I'm sorry.
I had some trouble, so it's gonna take
That's
a
alright.
while.
With me doing all the work, taking up your time.
Taylor can't. I can catch the next car.
Your call.
Bad call, Ripley. Say, with any luck, it's going to take me, what, 30 seconds to get back down to where they all were? There was absolutely no reason for them not to hang around. I mean, it's not as if they're taking her to a more advanced, to a more advanced medical place. They're just moving her to a more secure place. Nothing about this move is actually going to help her in terms of getting better.
Guys, it's Sinclair. We need supplies.
Sinclair!
You can from whoever you want. I found an area in habitation where we can seal ourselves in and wait for rescue. I've got guys welding vents shut and shutting off elevators. Plan is to make it watertight.
You know, I never quite pictured
But we can make space for them.
Sinclair sounding vaguely like a new Joyzy version of Sean Pertwee.
No room for pity.
Don't know if that makes the xenomorph more or less terrifying, now that I know that's apparently its accent. Though it does strike a whole new image in my head of Mr. Pertwee's current role as Alfred Pennyworth. I'm now picturing young Bruce walking along next to a xenomorph in a butler's outfit. If I can find an image of that, I'll throw it up at some point. I say find or make, whatever happens to be the case. Oh god. Yeah. This literally took me like... It's going to take a total of about a minute and a half to get back down there. There's absolutely no reason to tell them not to wait. And every reason too. Sorry, I thought I put something over there that I was forgetting, but I'm pretty sure there isn't actually. There's a locked door, but... In fact, why is that door locked now?
Watch yourself.
You heard oh, great. Great, human enemies, you're saying. Well, screw that. I'm gonna save, call my train, and then hide in a locker. No one ever suspects baggage. Doesn't seem to be anyone here right now, though. Directly ahead of me. More or less, that's the train I need. Yeah, still nothing. Got no choice but to assume I'm safe until I push the button. I'm making potentially rather dire assumptions about the way these game mechanics are going to work, but as I say, I don't actually have a choice. Right, push button, hide in locker. Presumably the noise of the train coming is going to attract various peoples, and possibly aliens, to my locale. Yep, I can hear beeping. Yep, there it is. Now the question is that Sinclair or is that my new... Oh,
Got a site to raid.
Or a way off this fucking
Graveyard, huh?
that, or today's the day we finally seal ourselves into the habitation decks.
wait, all of you guys are going to habitation as well? I don't think we can all fit inside the same train. Or at least Ripley being stuck in a tight enclosed space with a lot of very nervous, sweaty, desperate men is probably not a good idea. If Alien 3 was anything to go by. Again, nothing about Alien 3 was a good idea.
Listen out for movement. Could be anywhere.
Nope. My god, is it hammering down with rain outside?
Let's go find Sinclair.
It's actually loud enough, it might be...
Come on. Someone will send help soon.
You're gonna go find Sinclair?
Not even sure of that anymore. That thing is...
Seems like a terribly bad idea, trust me. He's not a sociable sort. He might actually be a gangster. That's gangster ER, not an A. You're an actual gangster. No, never mind. You guys want to go get yourselves eaten? That's your prerogative, not mine. I, in the meanwhile, are going to mosey this way. Away from danger. He says with a much exaggerated and probably totally unwarranted degree of optimism. Okay. You know, these loading screens may actually be getting longer and longer. They're taking longer to load the actual game once they finish as well. I smell a poorly optimized port. Again, I always do in cases where games are very cross-platform. I mean, this game's out for like, what, 6 different bloody platforms? It's insane. That's like the really old days of computers, when the same game would get literally remade for like 12 different systems. Because nothing ran in the same manner. And different versions would actually have different content due to various system limitations. What one system could do, another couldn't. So they'd change it. That could be something as simple as the way the game displayed sprites through to entire musical tracks being changed, replaced, or just plain old axed. It could also lead to things like changed mechanics, because certain game mechanics could be done successfully by one system or console and just couldn't be by another. Again, I apologise if you can hear me shifting around in my chair. I've once again, despite warning myself of it, in like the last episode I recorded, sat in a very, very bad position to try and commentate and game at the same time. There's certain postures that are great when you're just sort of playing by yourself, but ones that really don't work when you're trying to speak into a microphone at the same time. You know, putting a lot of pressure on the ankles and joints, and it gets messy. Or at least swollen. It's really not good. I've been doing this for like 2 years now, and I still haven't mastered the art of sitting in a decent position. No idea why.
Ripley, we're in the Marshal Bureau. Just turn right at the top of the stairs. You can't miss it.
No welcome committee?
Just get up here. Wait's out.
Such a charm of that one. He's probably going to die horribly. Actually, no, considering this is 70s horror, he's probably going to be alive for a long time. Such is my disappointment. Much like that door back there, which... See, every door I come across that requires a security tuner requires a better one than the one I currently have. It's one of the few things about video games that does annoy me. When you get a fancy new tool, and like 5 seconds after you got it, you come across things that it's absolutely useless in terms of solving. Oh, I thought I just had to turn right. No? No, I can't even look at the door. Okay. Turn right at the concourse, perhaps? A bunch of stuff over there. Oh, there you go. Colonial Marshals. Fuck the popo. Let's see, some things never change. And graffito tagging dicks are one of them, apparently. Rip Sevastopol. Classy. Well done. Sure your mother would be proud. You know, Sinclair hadn't skewered her. Then I got me a map. A lot of directions I could go in. A lot of stuff I could explore. Half tempted to go and do it and then just transition back if I don't find anything, but perhaps for now, at least we should just advance the plot.
Calm down. You're safe now. Wait.
Nah, you dumbass, why would you say that?
Really? His fucking plans haven't done us much good so far.
Well, his last plan was apparently to blow up an entire room that the alien happened to be standing in. I'm presuming that didn't work because the thing is still after me. I'm not certain how, unless the alien is now bomb-proof as well as everything else. It surprised me, it can apparently eat bullets without flinching. I've replayed sections of this.
Get the transit running. Nice
Yep.
work.
I know, I'm a goddamn hero. An engineering hero, not those the real heroes. But yes, I've watched it take on entire rooms full of armed people. Just for my own amusement, just to see what happens if you get it to actually fight human adversaries. Literally doesn't even flinch when it gets shot like 6 times in the gut.
How's Taylor?
Stable. Should be walking soon enough. Samuels is with her now.
Yeah, right. I assume he's a medical robot.
Get transit up and running, so I guess we're even.
You know he's a robot. He's obviously a robot.
Prepping our next move. Look.
I bet money on me being right about
I've
that.
got Marlowe in the cells, the lowlife who showed up with your flight recorder.
Where's my
Ah,
beginning to
the guy who brought the alien.
He put it in a parking orbit around the gas giant. Son of a bitch won't give us the command codes to let us bring it in on auto. Maybe you can get more out of the unhelpful bastard. Go talk to him.
I hate to point out the flaw in your plan there, Marsh. But isn't it entirely possible that the reason he doesn't want the ship brought any closer is there are yet more aliens? Hostiles, really? You come to turn yourself into the law, Sinclair? I can hope so, right? God, I can hope so. I very much doubt it, though. Doesn't have much of a conscience, let alone a guilty one. Sarah Sinclair. Mostly just an asshat. She's a unique even type of Imperial Walker. One that nobody likes. Can I hide under these desks? No, I cannot. Apparently the chairs are bolted to the floor. Yeah, he's in the cell to my right. I think I can make and such when I've got like a moment to myself. Always doing more smoke bombs. These, I think these are pretty much the only tool, other than, you know, that one time I used the noisemaker, that I've ever used. It's getting kind of ridiculous at this point. I've only just noticed that little sort of key thing on the left, when you bring up the radial menu, that actually denotes what version of what upgrade you've got. Like it says version 2 for my security tuner and version 1 next to the cutting icon. Interesting. Well, guess I might as well chat to you then, I guess.
Marlo?
Who wants to know?
Tell me your story.
I'm with the company.
But it includes aliens.
Already? You guys are keen, I'll give you that.
I'm here for personal reasons. My mother was on the Nostromo when it went missing 15 years ago.
You serious? Shit. Well. Shit. We never found her ship, Ripley. Just the recorder.
But
That
you
sound is
should have
directional.
done something else. What happened out there?
I need a way out of here, Ripley. Maybe we can make a deal.
Just start talking. I want to know everything.
Well, I was born in Birmingham. 6 years...
Tom check. You get me, Lewis? A little fuzzy, Marlo, but you're coming through.
I'm playing the fat guy.
Let's take it slow. I want to get to that.
The sudden change in gender is confusing and distracting.
Looking for a piece, Foster. I've got something for you right here. I'd need scanning.
Hey, it's the hot chick.
Find it, Heist.
Okay, enough already.
The one who unfortunately manages to get herself impregnated. Yeah. So unprofessional. Goes out to a strange new place as part of an explorative crew. Gets herself knocked up by one of the locals. Sure that's not covered by medical either. Not sure what I make of the fact that apparently the only woman in this little group happens to have a pink spacesuit.
Foster, Meeks?
I mean, that could be well, it hasn't occurred anywhere else in the game, so that could just be some sort of cutesy little character trait she particularly happened to have. I mean, that whole girls and pink thing has to come from somewhere, even if it is a cliche. The scanner is completely useless. The reading never changes no matter which direction I point it in. Literally no change of any sort. Guess I just follow you guys then. That seems to be my only real oh, wait. Oh, there we go. It's over it now. It was changing for half a second there. But now it has finished. It has finished changing. That was the high point and the low point of its life cycle.
I can't see shit through this storm. Maybe we should wait till it blows over.
It never blows over. This is LV-224.
We've got the
Or one.
tracker, it'll see us
I certainly can't remember the name. I'm sure somebody will correct me.
Don't worry. If it's a distress
Enthusiastically,
signal,
I
they
imagine.
wouldn't have lasted, which means we get the salvage rights to anything we find.
Such as aliens. Yeah, seriously, ask the last crew what happened when they came here. Oh wait, you can't. They're all dead. Or lost in space for, what is it, 200 years or something daft like that? It was a long time, I remember that much. A time during which, as I recall, none of the technology from the first movie to the second actually advanced at all, in any observable manner. Oh, we suddenly got a reading, for some reason. We got one just, ooh. Welcome to Peanut Rock. Tourist capital of South Alienville. Alienville? Xenotown? Leave your preference in the comments below.
They've been weathered by the climate conditions. It's just their natural state.
Just happens to look like the corpse of a giant alien.
I'll have a look around. See if I can find a weak spot. Wait here.
Ooh. Ah, so not just a walking simulator. I get to actually interact with the environment. And blow things to smithereens.
Gonna need a lift. Nice, over here. Give me a leg up.
What are you doing? Oh, apparently he's going to give me a leg up. That's nice of him. Well, lead by example and all that, I suppose. No, say Daisy. Hope I don't crack your faceplate as I stand up. Wouldn't that be a tragedy?
Checking it out. Then you wait some more.
Ah, Marlo, you're my kind of guy. Wait 20 minutes. If I don't come back, wait longer. I tripped. Be very careful not to land on my giant faceplate, or else I'll choke to death on the noxious fumes. If I'm lucky. Assuming the ash and such in the environment doesn't choke me first.
Yeah, I'm good.
Scour my face clean off.
Don't think I'll be able to get back the way I came.
Like I said, I'm an optimist. I get the sneaking suspicion our lovely young red-headed friend there has a bit of a thing for our rotund captain. Well, there's no accounting for taste, I suppose. Okay. Or perhaps he wasn't always returned, perhaps it's just all that greasy prison food that's done it. Could have been an Adonis of a man. In his prime, however long ago this actually happened. I mean, we've got genuinely no idea how long Sevastopol's been screwed. Or how long ago this happened. Could be more than like a week ago, surely though. You can see... No, we can't see them, don't tell blatant lies, game.
There's a fissure in the rock. Stand back. I'm gonna blow it.
Ah. Thankfully I'm carrying a bomb. But to look down a bit further than I actually can here, I could probably have seen the fact I was carrying it. Right, hold L2. Throw the switch, Igor! And there was the kaboom! The earth-shattering kaboom! Well, literally. Superb! Okay. Oh,
Let's get going.
you guys are one to
Follow
talk. Just pre-lit figures looming out of the darkness at me. It's not something I ever needed to see.
Give me a leg up.
Come on, you glorified stepladder. It's what we hired you for. We got a tax break for filling up the crew roster. His only duty is literally stepladder. That's what's written on the manifest. Got Captain, Marlowe, Fluff, that chick, and stepladder, Heist. It's been an odd year for crew recruitment. Aww. Well, we found the ship of Hans Zimmerman that looks nothing like a penis. How dare you suggest such a thing? I guess I go down there. Yes, no? Or fading out, I'm assuming I'm correct. Into a loading screen. Seriously, we faded out of this into a loading screen and now we can't even make it through the entire sequence without a loading screen in the middle. We better at least just appear in the ship now or something then. Something to justify the fact there's a loading screen in the middle of all this. Oh dear lord. Slight bit of indigestion there. It's been a while since I've had indigestion in the middle of a commentary. And by a while, I mean, well, like a couple of episodes. Why am I at the back of the group again? Am I supposed to be leading by example? I mean, technically Heist is behind me, but even so, this is getting ridiculous. Can I at least clip through her? Nope. Creepily dry hump her from behind. That's about the limit of my skills. Oh, there, I got a chance, I got a chance. No, I don't. The canyon looked wide enough for me to overtake her. It was in fact not. Either that, or she has an invisible wall being projected from her left and right. Which is also a, Come on, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it! Ah, oh, fuck. No, you can't. She always outpaces... Well, she's never outpacing me, I'm moving faster than she is. Hence why I keep bumping into the back of her head. She can't seem to pass her. There's not quite enough space for me to make it around. Before she slowly punts me out the way. Enter the derelict. There should be an option on this, just go, no. Screw causality, screw the timeline. No. I doubt there is. Ooh, bringing in the original music score. I hope I remember to adjust the music volume so you guys can hear that properly. It's been weird. Sometimes the music and such in this game is really, really easy to hear when I produce these recordings, and other times you can't hear jack, except me talking, even despite the fact the video file you upload,
Something big.
the audio was fine. Imagine this is what it must be like to actually walk amongst the old Geiger sets. I'm pretty certain, aren't a bunch of them still standing from like Aliens? They were just never taken down? Or am I totally misremembering that? Was it a case that they were left standing for like a year or so after the film was already finished? I know there was that whole story about a bunch of kids breaking in to the set and obviously scaring themselves shitless when they walked into what looked like an alien den.
Oh my god.
It's a space jockey.
What you touch. I don't want anything.
I refuse to call him an engineer.
Amazing. How old must this be? What is it? A cockpit?
And make this a ship.
It's a death ray.
I think we found our payload. Hey, quiet. What? You think we're gonna wake you? Hey, sorry, pal.
Can it? We're wasting time. Have a look around.
Damn right, I'm gonna go snoop at this.
It was a life form. Now it's our property. Salvage rights.
We need to stake our claim before anyone else does.
Did it actually like remodeled the head slightly to make it look more like the engineer?
Come back. Have a look around.
I really hope they haven't, but from this angle down here.
Found something. Tracks.
Tracks?
Looks like something was dragged. But that's not all. You're not gonna like this.
What is it?
The tracks lead here.
Same name that's on the flight recorder.
No strong. Someone's already been here. Maybe they abandoned ship and landed here.
I can see that. Shit.
If they were here before us, why is there no record of this place? Well, if they're still alive, there goes our salvage.
Let's find out. I'll find the beacon and shut it off. Don't want anybody else finding this place. Foster, Heist, check out the cavern below.
You know, perhaps my memory's failing me, but didn't they turn off the beacon in the original film? Or did they leave it running? I'm actually gonna have to go back and rewatch Alien now. I thought they did.
It's not human, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, trust me, love, you really don't want to get into whether or not that thing is human or related to us. That way darkness lies. Let's just put it that way. Prometheus. Ugh. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going into the giant vagina door. Yep. Signal says yes. Yo, stepladder. My name is Heist. Well, I told you about stepladders. They don't talk back. Mate, you're not Heist. You filling in? That lazy bum. He has one job here. One job! Yeah, dear. Now I know why I didn't become a gynecologist. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure they turned the beacon off. But I can sort of understand how these guys have found the place anyway, because the Nostromo didn't exactly make it very far away from the planet before Ripley blew it up. But even so, they've just been tracking back along its flight path all these years.
Meeks, I found the beacon. I'm gonna check it out.
Really? That's all you got to say about this? Well, that giant, glowing, pulsing, clearly alien device must be the beacon, I guess. Yeah, time to just rub this crystal vagina. This can't possibly go wrong. Just jam my hand in here and... Oh, static shock. How unpleasant. Well, I broke it.
But the beacon stopped broadcasting.
Marla, you have got to see this. It's amazing.
On my way.
Is it amazing because it's... You know, this is amazing. It really is. I love the design of the ship. Jesus grand. But anyway, yes. Say, it better be amazing because you've discovered this place has its own hot fudge sundae bar. It better not be amazing because you've discovered a giant pit full of eggs. I'm not putting money on the former, but I'd like to believe that's an option out there in some sort of alternate dimension. That the space jockey was just transporting a lot of ice cream. Space ice cream, of course, but ice cream nonetheless. Nope, you've set up a winch to go down there, haven't you? Of course you have. Of course you have. The wench has set up a winch. That's the kind of sound tactical thinking that gets you a facehugger. I'm just saying. Oh dear. And to think, if only someone had provided her some morning after contraception in the form of a Remington to the face, none of this game would have happened. Or at least not in the manner in which it did. How many things am I carrying around that I just can't see? Do I have like a sandwich bar strapped to my belt? Apparently I do. I'm just giving that guy the thumbs up and he's not even looking. Like, yeah, whatever dude. I'm just here to be the replacement stepladder. I'm not even the main stepladder. You have any idea how humiliating that is? Well, one day if you work hard and apply yourself, perhaps you can be main stepladder. You gotta dream big, kid. You gotta dream big. Speaking of which...
Oh my god.
I know, right? It's like Tron, but much more parasitic. Generally no option for me just to say, let's get out of here, because I know how this ends. It ends with John Hurt dead. Get a better sense for how big this place is, where you can actually see it for yourself, though. I'll give them that. Oop. We going into cutscene land? Yes, we are. That does not bode well for our sweet little red-headed friend. And this, children, is why we don't stick our faces into giant orifices. Ever. Ever. Ooh, that screen tear, though. That screen tear.